This is the McLaren 765 LT, and if you ask someone whether this is a supercar or a hypercar, they might say it's a supercar. And if you ask someone else, they might say it's a hypercar. But honestly, neither of them is necessarily right or wrong. Or take this car, the Ferrari SF90 Stradale. You might get similar answers. So what actually separates them? Let's talk about it. Personally, I think this is really just a way of marketing exotic cars for different segments. Manufacturers like Ferrari, Bugatti, and others are constantly competing to build the fastest, the most luxurious, and the most insane machines possible. And eventually, the term supercar was born to create a new, more exclusive market. The car that's widely believed to be the first supercar is the Lamborghini Miura.
This is Supercar Genesis.
Launched in 1966, it completely revolutionized the automotive world with its mid-engine V12 layout, bringing race car performance into a road-legal package. The Miura basically set the standard for speed and exotic design at the time. As technology evolved, these brands became even more obsessed with exclusivity. And that's when another term appeared: hypercar. One of the earliest examples often mentioned is the Koenigsegg CC8S.
This is very much a celebration of the first ever Koenigsegg. We showcased it at the Paris Motor Show in 2000 and delivered the first car in 2002, the CC8S. It was a Guinness World Record holder for the most powerful production car in the world at the time.
But personally, I think one of the true first hypercars was the McLaren F1. Back in 1992, it reached a top speed of 231 miles per hour, something no other production car had ever done at the time. It was mind-blowing. So once again, what's the difference? All right, let's break it down. Performance and specifications. At its core, both supercars and hypercars can still be considered part of sports cars, at least from one perspective. But others see it differently, where sports cars sit one level below supercars. The problem is, there's no strict definition for these terms. That's why you'll find so many different interpretations. Personally, I prefer to look at it like this. Sports cars are the umbrella category, while supercars and hypercars are just branches within it. Even though both are built for speed, they exist in different spaces. Supercars are designed for high speed and exceptional handling, and you can still drive them on public roads, though you definitely need to be careful. They usually produce around 500 to 800 horsepower. Hypercars, on the other hand, are built for extreme driving experiences. Some of them are only really usable on track, or heavily limited by software systems, like the Bugatti Chiron and Bugatti Veyron. They use a speed key to unlock top speed mode, lowering the chassis and adjusting aerodynamics to unleash the full potential of the W16 engine, something that isn't available in normal driving modes. Hypercars push the limits of automotive technology. They usually produce over 1,000 horsepower and can reach extreme top speeds, over 350 to 400 kilometers per hour. Exclusivity. Like we mentioned earlier, exotic car makers compete to create exclusivity, and one of the easiest ways to do that is by limiting production. Think about it like gold and aluminum. Gold becomes jewelry because it's rare, while aluminum becomes soda cans because it's everywhere, even though both are metals. Supercars are typically mass-produced, or at least built in the thousands. Hypercars, meanwhile, are produced in extremely limited numbers, often under 500 units worldwide, or sometimes even just one unit, like the Bugatti La Voiture Noire. They showcase future technologies, complex hybrid systems. Yes, both use premium materials, but in different ways. Supercars use high-end materials and advanced technology that are already proven in the automotive industry. Hypercars, however, are more like experimental platforms. They showcase future technologies, complex hybrid systems, extreme active aerodynamics, and ultra-light composite materials that aren't widely used yet. That's also why hypercars can sometimes be more fragile or problematic compared to supercars. they're using cutting-edge tech that still needs real-world testing. And that's also one of the reasons why Volkswagen acquired Bugatti, as a platform for advanced technology development. It might feel like buying an unfinished experiment, but it doesn't change the fact that these are some of the most advanced cars ever built. And yes, hypercars will always be more expensive. Research and development isn't cheap, right? There's no exact rule for pricing, but generally, supercars usually start from hundreds of thousands up to around $1 million. Hypercars, on the other hand, go way beyond that, often starting in the millions and reaching tens of millions of dollars. If you compare an entry-level supercar to the most extreme hypercar, the differences are obvious in almost every aspect. But when you compare the lowest hypercar to the highest supercar, the line between them starts to blur. There are no strict rules that define each category. So technically, anyone can label any car however they want. Manufacturers do label their cars as supercars or hypercars, and the easiest way is just to follow what they say. But even they don't follow the same standard. If they wanted to, they could call everything a hypercar, and not everyone would agree. That's why, in my opinion, manufacturer labels aren't always reliable either. And this classification hasn't stopped evolving. It's getting even wilder with new terms like megacar. In concept, it sits above hypercars, requiring at least 1 megawatt of power, or around 1,341 horsepower. The term became popular when Koenigsegg introduced the 1-to-1 in 2014. And honestly, looking at where things are going, it feels like this evolution will never end. Maybe years from now, we'll have something like a super omega hyper god car that can break the speed of light. Who knows, right? Maybe these terms are useful to describe certain levels of performance. But to me, it's mostly just marketing. A way of saying, this car is fast, exclusive, and you'll look incredibly cool owning one. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to subscribe, because there's a lot more coming, from technical deep dives to philosophical discussions about cars. Thanks for watching. Stay fast, stay curious.